Hi. Alrighty. Figured I'm here, might as well just open it up. We have VMC, KJ, Garrett, Jim, Civ, Shotgun, AG, Billy. I know Garrett said he might miss some stuff, so we'll have to do our best if he's not able to. Let's see, Copper Owl, welcome. Brian. Smoker, Joseph. Got my stuff from DHC. That was a good find. I'm glad. Cal. Raymond. Vanessa. Jolly. Michael. Mike. Lots of people. There we go. So while we're doing that, I'll show a few of my new things I got in. I actually just unwrapped them this evening. Hey, BH. Picked this one up. I can't pronounce the names. It's like Zakatikamabugu or something. I don't know. I got Shark. And a couple more dragons. With a black one, blue on one side, and gold and gray on the other. And then a pink baby's dragon, I guess. So those are the new 5-ounce rounds I got in. Flatlander, welcome. I also got this thing. This is 3D printed. I thought that was pretty cool. Harley Quinn and Joker. I think there was 3 of those. Got a Batman and Superman. Got a Starfighter or whatever those are. I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm assuming those are symbols for something. Darth and Luke. 25 likes. Awesome. There you go. Mortal Kombat. Whichever Pokemon those are. I know someone was asking if there was getting some Disney stuff or anything, and I did get a Mickey and Minnie. And it's all in this nice little case. They threw that in for free, so I was like, yeah, okay. Mew and Mewtwo. Well, glad you know, because I would call it Pink Thing 1 and Pink Thing 2. So I'll get those listed up there. I'm also got a few more that I'm going to be picking up. We'll be getting Yeti. I already have that. I have those. Octopus and Treasure. I already have that. I have one left of that, so I'll probably get one. I have some of those. I have a couple of those. I'll get a few of those. Alien Head. I have one left of that, so I'll probably pick up another one or something. I have some of those. Those are in last week, I think it was. I already have those, so a few more that he will get for me. Hey, Dennis. So we have a 25 like going on. If you'll do exclamation GAW, we'll get you in on that. Baywood, welcome. Tanya. And if anybody's new or lurking and not sure what I'm doing, this is a drink list of all the drinks I have in my fridge that are cold. And you get to guess the oldest of you think is the box. This here is not for that. That is for when we guess coins throughout the stream. So it's any year. I would recommend at least into the 40s. I don't think we've ever had a stream that did not have 40s and 50s in it. So yes, tonight is 74 and Thursday is 74. You got two boxes. So 74 Deeds is a box tonight. Hey, Billy donated a membership, and that went to Copper Owl. Awesome. So you put down your drink, you put down the oldest year of the box you think, and if you are correct, you get your name on the wheel of names. That's just a throughout the night thing, and you do not have to be present to win because we do it throughout the night. And if you win, you get either a 1 ounce copper round off of my website, or you can bank it and save up for something else. Crafty, New Marshall, welcome. So, Thomas. So I think everybody in here is here, but sometimes you get people lurking, not sure what is going on. Maple Leaf. Let's open entries again because it stopped at 34 seconds, even though it probably went all the way. Give me about 20 seconds or so to get in. I also got a whole bunch of silver. Got Dragon. Just a JM Bullion. This one's cool. It's a 1990 a Morgan American Pacific Mint silver trade unit. This one is a Korean Chiwang Wing or whatever his name is. That's, I guess, a little pricier one. This one is actually made by the Mint. You probably can't see it, but in the very right corner here is a P. Supposedly it's a Philadelphia minted copper round for 9/11 10-year anniversary. Got a 1/2 ounce 2018 Canadian Polar Bear. Exclamation GAW will get you in on a drawing. We have Caribbean ones. This is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What do you think about anyone who gets DHC with slots? Get a spot on the wheel? That sounds like an idea, KJ. So if you get a D, an H, and a C in that order, you get your name on the wheel of names. I have a Barbados, Pelican. I have a Barbados, Seahorse. You just got it? No, okay. Let me get you on the wheel. We'll put Maple Leaf on for last week. Who said you just got it? I can't remember who I just looked at. Brian. There we go. And when I'm done with these, I'll end up... no, you're good though. A U.S. assay office. And a couple year of the something or others. We got a year of the rat. And a year of the tiger. Tiger, T-I-double-G-R. And a 2-pound year of the monkey. So that's a few of my silver ones I got in. All right, I think we're probably good on guessing. We will close entries. We will pick a winner. Had 33 people enter. The winner of 25 likes is Maple Leaf. Congrats, Maple Leaf. Bank it. I figured you would. Go back to the bank screen, find you. You now have a new bank. And while I let you finish up this, we'll show what 74's coins. I got a nickel pack, I believe it was. Unless it's wrong. I have a 43p. I think all of them are 43p's. That's all I have left, I think. This is an AU. It's toned. Some of them are toned. But the regular war nickel, which is an S out of 43. We have two Buffalo nickels. We have a 1930 out of Philly. And we have a 1935 out of Philly. And we have a V nickel. It's an 1895. I don't know if I saw a 74 in here yet or not, but some good coins there. I think we're probably good on drinks. Let me end it. And open up thing. Let's sort it first by name. got AG, Baywood, BH, Billy, Brian, Cal, Cap, Civ, Copper, Crafty, Dennis, Flat, Garrett, Jim, Joe, Jojo, Joseph Wells. Let's put 2016 in there, or 2016, 1916. For some reason it didn't put your year in, but it put it in, if that makes sense. KJMLN, Michael Rose, Coke Cherry Float, Mike, New Marshall, Raymond, Smoker. Found a 65 DDO quarter. That pulled that one over. That's awesome. I have found one. Thomas pulled two over because you had put Peb de C. Supposed to combine them, but it didn't. Vanessa Vincent and VMC. So let's sort by drink and see who won. Well, we had one person that was Brian. There was 4 that had Pepsi Zero, but only Brian had Pepsi Cherry Zero. Congratulations. Two times, all right. Or 2x, I mean. We can definitely do that. I guess I should put it where you guys can see it too. Yeah, it pulls most of that kind of stuff. Nothing jumping out, but there's a few older Ender looking ones. Oops. Let's make sure we get adjusted here so you can see me. It's an interesting one. And we're going to start off with a find. There we go. I know Garrett said he'd be possibly out at times, so if you do leave, let me know so I can make sure we get the right things. Welcome, Yukon. 64, but it's not a Denver. These are boxes from my bank. My sister did pick up one from her bank. So far, she's going to try to get me some more too, but as of right now, I do have one from the next time she comes up. Oh, no. Let me do that, Billy. Thank you. There you go. I wasn't here on Thursday because I had a work thing I had to go to. It was possibly going to get canceled because it was thundering and storming, and they decided to hold half of it and forego the other part of it. It's probably good on time. Nope, don't want that one. I want that one. There we go. Hey, Otis. Lyle. And we're starting off with a 1955. Unfortunately, it's a Denver, not the Philly. A 55 Philly is a semi-keyed 8, but still, it's a pretty cool toned looking one. I could spot that right away because it was like golden popping up. I know at least Yukon got it. But let me get the fines window. Yukon times 2. Well, Yukon, since you're the only one that got it right, you get your name twice on the wheel, or you can decide to do one name but have an X2, and the X2 means if you win, you get double the prize. So if you do decide you want to have X2, just put X2 in the comments. Otherwise, default is 2 names. Joseph got a DHC. Yes, he did. Joseph's name goes on the wheel. KJ suggested if you get a D, an H, and a C in that order, X2. Okay. And let me get rid of one of your names and change yours to an X2. So, suggested if you get a D, an H, and a C in that order, you get your name on the wheel. And I thought, awesome. We've had quite a few rain and stuff. Huge flooding. It's probably on at least some of the local news. Some of the cities and stuff were inundated with a ton of water. I know at one point there was an inch of rain in less than an hour. And around here we never get that much rain, and we like the rain, which we never get, but we don't like it all at once like that because the ground is a desert and it doesn't soak it up, and it just basically becomes a flash flood. So whenever it rains hard like that, places are constantly getting flooded. I do have some of the stuff up on my website that I've added. I'm still adding some of those that I showed at the beginning of the stream. But 16 inches in 24 hours. Jeez. I know Henderson got slammed with a rainstorm by Vegas, and people were asking, did it help Lake, I was going to say Lake Powell, Lake Mead? And someone said it only rose Lake Mead by 1 inch from all of that rain, which is crazy that all of that only raised it like an inch. Lake Mead and Lake Powell, the two biggest reservoirs in the U.S., are very low. I think it's at like 24% capacity for about each of them. Lake Mead is the largest, and Lake Powell is just behind it. And a lot of places have been getting lots of flooding and stuff like that, so took my son to the football jamboree for weigh-ins and some short scrimmage type games against each team, like each defense. Change what? Oh yeah, I still haven't gone in and changed any of the payouts. I must have hit like an extra 0 or something because someone hit it and it was like 1 billion points or something. So I probably hit an extra 0 or 2. Well, roll 1 started off good, and we're already on roll 5, so. And if I remember, I might go in and change it, but it's kind of hard to remember everything like that. But yeah, they did weigh-ins and had some like short scrimmages, like a defensive team against an offensive, or two defensives, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember. I got my 5-ounce round in this 2-ounce 308. Awesome. Oh man. So he weighed in at 197 pounds. And he's just starting 7th grade. Well, we've got a 4-in coming up. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are. Some of them, they put them on the bottom, but these ones don't. So I was like, to me, with that rounded tip, I was thinking a 30-30, but I don't know for sure. Because I think the 308 is a little more pointed, kind of like the 270, and that is. Is there a story behind the pearl handle? Not really. It did not come from Uncle Donald. It came from Dad. When I was going through his stuff, I saw it, and I just, threw it to the side with some of my knives, and found it one day and pulled it out and started using it. But yeah, I was thinking it was more of a 30-30 because those are more of a rounded tips, whereas like the higher calibers are more pointed. So it's just, I don't know. I like using a knife to open it, and I just pulled it out one day and thought, maybe I'll use it. Thank you, BMC. We do have another one that we're going to switch out, though. And the one I just took off is a 1989. 1989. Get that on the board, and then it's usually not too much stuff after foreign, so I won't put a space. Like if it was a 40s or something, I would have put a space after it, because you know that it'll come up with like a 40s. But once it gets down to those ones, it's like there's not really much after a foreign, so. VMC and Jolly. Alrighty. That's about one of the only times, unless it's a Buffalo or a War Nickel or something, that you don't use this. But anything like this, you get to use this. So it's got some more of those kind of weird looking rounds. Like that one's like all rusty. Not rusty, but thank you, VMC. This one is a 47. Hey, Otis got 3 chili peppers. So 1947, I'll get that on the board. I will add Otis. Congrats, Otis. Garrett says it's Brian times 2. And you're taking X2, so alright. My daughter was going through some of the pennies that Dennis sent down to her to add to her books. So she was going through those because, yeah, you know, we got sidetracked with summer and everything, and she added, I think it was 23 additions to entries. Okay. Gotcha. I thought I saw you put a X2 on it, so. So she filled, I think, 23 spots and upgraded probably 10 more. And she still has more to go through, not of Dennis's, but of a bag that I had gotten. So it's coming along. In fact, I'll just do this. So now she has all of that one, only those spots left on that one, and then quite a few on here, but she's filled in a 20, a 24, 27, 8, and 9, 32, 3, 4, 5, and 6. She was like, what happens if I find this one? She goes, well, why is that not out? And I said, because there's only 5 known. They put a spot, but you're never going to find it. She goes, well, what if I do find one? I said, you're looking at like a couple, $300,000-$400,000. I don't know. And then on this one, she got all that one finished, and a couple here that she needs, and a couple in here. But you can see a couple of them, like that one, she was like, oh, that's really nice. It is. So. Thank you, Dennis. Hey, KJ got DHC. Yeah. I was unwrapping this and then I was going to get it on, but. Yeah, Dennis had sent a bag of coins, and I had bought a bag of, I think it was 500 or something. Got it for a way steal of a deal. It was, I think it was actually 1,000, and it cost me like 50 or 60 bucks or something. Any big pennies from Canada? Sorry, I had to find and just had to make sure I could see that date. It looked weird, and which is why I was like, wait a minute, what? I don't have any big pennies from Canada, but I do have some large cents and things, so. And there's another one. So I thought that's perfect time to finish going through the ones he sent. Thank you, BMC. We'll let AG and Crafty in. That is number 2. The one I just took off was a 48. See, at first I thought it was a 3, the way that I had seen it. But I'm like, but I didn't see mint mark, so I had to look again, and it was like, nope, that's a 48. So, there you go. So AG was close. I'm sure someone got a 48. Otis, KJ, New Marshall. Thank you, Garrett. I'm behind on stuff at work, so I haven't really done much with getting my script fixed. At least got the drink part, which is, like I said, the big hardest one to do. But now I've got to get the rest of it working again. Thank you, BMC. Bloop. And this one is also a 48. And yes, it is different. Two 48s. Hey, Billy times 2. Times 2, okay. Figured you would, but like I said, I put it on as default in case of if someone doesn't want it or wasn't here when they, had to run off to the bathroom or something. So this is roll 10 and we have 5 so far. So I need to get some of those. Just need a washer, absolutely. Some of those new ones I got, and some of that silver, and get those posted. Like I said, I've got some of them on there. I just haven't got all of them. Some of those, like the Harley Quinn and Batman, that one I have 3 of. The Superman Batman I have 2 of, I believe. Some of them I only have 1, some of them I have 2. So if you did see one and you want it, let me know. That is not a yummy one. But it is lickable. I was sitting there like, why are people putting years? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I have a coin on the screen. Thank you, VMC. We'll let AG in. And Vincent in. Welcome. But it is a 52. $19.52. So we had a 3-2-1 in the first roll, or row. Otis and Raymond. Thank you, Garrett. I do need to get some music for my pre-stream when I put the scrolling part on. I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, as I say, I thought that one was going to be one. But yeah, and it sounds like the guy who was working the Saturday and Sundays, which is why I was not doing all that call anymore, put his notice in, and Sunday will be his last day. So we're going to go back to our old schedule of working Friday night to Sunday night. So it'll be 46 hours of call, I believe. Nice thing is they've changed the payout structure, so it'll actually be more. Because now you get a premium callback, which is worth 3 hours if you get called back in a shift of 12. 1947. So before it was you'd get a triple callback premium every 24-hour shift. Now it's a triple callback premium every 12-hour shift. AG and Michael Rose. Yep. I think part of it was he put the time in and got it approved, but that was before the business office manager left. And he didn't bother checking with anybody and making sure that not to put him on the schedule. So I think he kind of got yelled at and wasn't happy about it. But I guess there was a few other times that he didn't show up for a little while. So I think he kind of saw the writing and figured I'll just quit. So back to the long, horrible weekends of call. But the nice thing is the money is nice. I was figuring up not this year, but the last 3 years. And so it'd be 25, 4, and 3. And in 23, I made 48% extra in call. 24, I made 45%, 1959. And then last year, I think it was 43%. So basically, you're making an extra 40 or 50%. Garrett, X2. I assume you want an X2 is what you meant. If not, let me know. Hey, I can tackle. We're almost at 50 likes. We're at 46, which means we're probably at 47. Because for some reason mine is always showing one behind what everybody else sees. And we got 36 people watching. Although I think technically one of those people are me. Hey, Muscle Shell. I got a few international orders a couple weeks ago. I had one that went to Australia, one that went to New Zealand, and one that went to Canada. And then the guy in Canada wanted more, and I said, well, I don't have any more, but I can see if I can get some. So I contacted my guy, and he said I can get 2 more of those. He was looking for tubes. Hey, Brian got a DHC. Brian is like on fire with that tonight. Because the guy bought a roll of the colorized buffalo. So I was able to get 2 more. When those come, I will send those to him. He's already paid for them. But he was asking if I had 5, and I was like, I got him on there. That was just quicker than usual because I happened to see right as it popped up. But yeah, he wanted 5 rolls, and I said, I don't have 5 more rolls. I only have able to get 2, so he will have a total of 3, because I already sent him the 1. Hey, I can tackle. We got 3 chili peppers. I told him I can get rolls of other stuff, because the guy had more of those, of this, and like bank robbers, the airplanes, the Raymond sent a gold coin. Can't remember all of them, but Prospector. I was like, I already have those. I don't need more of those. I did pick up another roll of the colorized American Mocking Liberty with an eagle on the back, because one of the orders that was from, I think it was Australia, they ordered, I think it was 10 of them or something. $57.57. How about one of those? I don't think 74 is here, but how about 2026? I don't know when we'll stop counting them, but for now we will. Jim, Maple, and Cal. MLN. Cali. Yep, I thought that was an older one. For guessing, I mean. Joseph got DHC, okay. Thank you for alerting me. And another one to guess after that. Thought I heard rumbling, but it must be the probably UPS. Or some kind of truck out there anyway. Could be FedEx too. Thank you, VMC. This one is a $49. I didn't look to see the mint mark. If it's an S, it's a semi-key. I think that's a D, but I can't tell. So, to make sure, we'll go like this. Yeah, it's a D. That on the board. VMC at 47. Sorry, I bumped it. And that's only been 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 rolls, and we have 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 finds. Thank you, BMC. And New Marshall's good. Muscle Shell's good. $19.54. Icon's a little too late. Excuse me. Crafty Joseph, Cali, Jolly, Baywood, and Cajun. Yikes. Thank you, Garrett. Oh, and Jersey Silver Stacker had emailed me and said he's got a box of circulated pennies. If interested, he's charging $100 for the box and $15 for shipping. Some older enders, some newer. If interested, send a message. Also has boxes of all copper pennies wrapped up for the same price, $100 plus $15 to ship it. So I told him I would let you guys know I was not interested in buying a box of pennies for $100. So but if you do, either contact him or contact me and I'll pass your information to him. But I told him I would let you guys know. So I'm assuming he was meaning that the one box was unopened. And then the other ones are just copper. It's like 82s and older and stuff. Yeah. I told him I have 2.9 boxes of 2026 half dollars. I said, because like I've also put them on eBay and stuff, just no hits whatsoever. So I think I'm probably going to open at least 2 of the boxes and return them. Maybe keep the one that's open, but maybe send half of that box back or something. Right now I have 145 rolls. I couldn't remember if I'd sent that one. I was like, I think I sent it, but I couldn't remember. But it looked like I did, so I was like, I guess if I didn't, he'll let me know. Yeah, they were selling, and so by the time I got mine listed, they just kind of dropped off. I think a lot of the stuff, just like I have one of the things that's the July 4th 1 ounce in a thing. Before the 4th, they were selling for like $50, and then it was like literally as soon as the 4th happened, like all the sales after that were not $50. They were like 20, 25, stuff like that. And it was the same thing with my 2024s and or 2025s. I was listing them like before the end of the year, and they were selling like crazy. And as soon as the first hit, I think my last sale was like on January 2nd, and then not one more after that. So I was like, okay. So I took them off and delisted them and took them to the bank. Another 26. So I think that's what I'll probably do, is end up opening 2 of them, sending them back, and maybe half of the box, keep, half just for some that want to buy one now and then. But I was like, I wish I would have had these like a couple months ago. I was still getting brand new 2025s and 2024s. Roll 22, and we have 13 finds. So basically 13 in 2 rolls, or 2 rows. Yeah, it just seems like once the 4th came around, like all the 250-year stuff just kind of dropped off, even on my rounds. Those have dropped off, so I'll probably mark them down and hopefully at least make a buck, but that's why on those, this one, maybe I'll sell like one of each one or something, and if they buy them all, I'll include the 3D printed box or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just list the box itself. I did hold a couple out for Real Bill P, but he had a medical thing that probably won't be able to do that now, so some of that stuff I'll have to get put back on, and because I had the Pikachu and Raichu or whatever. I do know that Pokemon. That's the only one I know pretty much. I was 20 when Pokemon came out, so yeah, it wasn't interesting to me. Yeah, I don't ever get new boxes of quarters. I only got one box of new dimes one time. I made a short on that because I dropped the box in the bank, and or two boxes, and they went everywhere. Well, we finally have a find. I haven't ever gotten a new box of quarters or a new box of... I did get one box of new nickels. Those were 2023s, I think. And I sold those on eBay. When I got it, I was like, because it was mid-2024 or something like that, I was like, please let this be an entire box of 2024s. It wasn't. I mean, demand had kind of dropped off on boxes of 24s also, but still would have been a pretty penny. One of the boxes that was pre-searched that my sister brought up, I went through it last night, and it was obviously a return box from a hunt, because they were all facing the same direction. None of them were older than 75. Thank you, BMC. Like there wasn't even any 60s in there. Or 64s or anything. We have another 48. I didn't check to see if this one or the other ones were an S. That one's not. We have 47, 47, 48. That was a Philly, and that one was a Denver. But yeah, they were all the same direction. All Garrett X2. But we get another one to check now. So I wasn't even, after like 7 rolls or something, I was like, nope. I broke them in half and dumped them in my bag, and broke them in half and dumped them in my bag. I wasn't even looking at them anymore. Because it's like when you go through, and I even picked a couple random rolls because I was like, well, maybe it's just the endings. And I picked random rolls from the middle of the box, and nope, no difference. So that's when I was like, okay. See, I've got 8, one of them sold, so I've got 7 of my boxes. I'll probably get 1 or 2 on Wednesday. We'll see. Last time I was able to pick up 4, amazingly, 2 from each bank. And then my sister will have 1. So even if I can't get any, at least my sister will get 1. But hopefully more. 1957. It's a pretty decent condition one too. 40s and 50s have been battling pretty good all night. The 40 started out hot, and then it kind of went back and forth, and Thomas W. and Raymond. Hey, Civ got 3 chili peppers. Let me get your bank added. Civ. There you go. We're just over halfway. We're on roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on roll 27. We've had 15 finds. I have 31 pre-60 finds and 40 rolls so far, including a buffalo and 2 ore. Very nice. I need some buffalo and more and V. And like I said, I don't know when I'll stop counting 26s as fines, but for now I am. It's Depends on how many we start finding. If we start finding tons of them, then I'll probably say, yeah, we're done. But if I still only find 1 or 2 a box, maybe, I'll still probably count them. Thank you, VMC. JoJo and Michael are good. And I know at least Michael and BH got it because it's a 1958. And we got 50 likes. There you go. Let's see. Kelly Lytle. Kelly Lyle. Billy KJ Brian R. Yeah, I'm still getting people on there. Hey, welcome, Dustin. So on that, I had Michael Rose, BH, Callie, Lyle, Billy, KJ, and Brian R. Hopefully I got everybody. Let me know if I didn't. Brian, KJ, Kelly, Yukon. I didn't get Yukon. Thank you. Exclamation GAW will get you in on a drawing. It's either good for a 1 ounce copper round off of my website or $3.25 banked store credit. I guess technically you could use the $3.25 for anything. You don't have to buy just a copper round, but so exclamation GAW will get you in. It's free. It does not cost anything. It's not supported by YouTube or promoted by YouTube. It is kind of supported by YouTube because of revenue and stuff, but so exclamation GAW. Let's see how much time we have left. We got 20 seconds. So 20 seconds, and we'll draw. Because we'll have had plenty of time to do it. Okay, we're picking a winner. Thomas Wells. Congratulations. Again, let me know if you want bank. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'll wait for an email. Hey, KJ got a DHC. And it was suggested this evening, if you get a D, an H, and a C in that order, you get an extra entry onto the wheel. So again, tonight and Thursday are 74 deeds, and then after that, next Monday is openings. So if you want to box battle someone, you're welcome to do that, or you can get a box yourself, whichever way you would like. "30" rolls down. We now have 12 through 15. So we're back down to 5 per row. Yeah, luckily we don't get too many crazies. I figure I'm still small enough that I won't get too many crazies yet. But you never know. But we do get one to guess. And the funny thing is the one that we kicked that one night is still paying for a hunter membership. Probably one that doesn't pay attention to their statements and stuff, and Oh, that one looks like a good one. We'll find out. Unroll that, and then we'll see if it is one. Nope. It's just a 64. But hey, I'll take someone that wants to pay membership and still give me money after I kicked them. 1954. Brian, KJ, and Jolly. Now this one's a pretty decent 64. I most likely will not be a D over D, because all the nice ones like that never are. Brian, KJ, and Jolly. Brian. I would love to find a condition like that with a D over D. I don't know what that would go for, but probably a pretty penny. Because this will give you an idea of what the condition is like. It's got a few dings and stuff, but Hiking. Got DHC. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. So I'd love to find something like that, or something like that Buffalo that was 18 over 17. I think that came back, the value on that was like $1,000 or something. Thank you, VMC. Finish this view up and then pull it. I believe it's our oldest of the box now. 41. Yeah. Walker's 18 over 17. Finding something like that would be just absolutely awesome. Did I put that on the board? 7. I missed 2 of them, it looks like. It's actually 7 and 8. Dennis, Hyken, Civ, Michael, and KJ. Dennis. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 50s. Okay. 7 40s. Okay. 2 and 1. Okay. Somehow I missed putting 2 of them on the board. Go figure. Because I think it would just be cool to find something like in that condition and have a D over D, and send it, and then if you did get it graded, let me know what it was, and I'd be like, sweet. Definitely would have to post a short or something on if that ever happened. I've had some I thought about sending off, but I don't have any membership or anything, and so it'd either be have to send it someone to send it in, or get a membership, and then it kind of defeats it. So I'd have to get a bunch of them. I'd have to want to send in to justify it. Got some interesting looking ones. It's in 1986 and 1999 and in 1974. Hey, Barry. Welcome. Hey, Otis got 3 chilies. I like it when I look up right as it happens. That's why I like your ideas, so it's just not the same thing for different wings. I'll give you your cake back. We'll need to come up with some kind of thing each night or something for some kind of extra game to get names on the wheel. Like this, it'll probably be, just a kind of a permanent thing. It doesn't cost me extra. I assume you mean names on the wheel, but sure. Got a black one, but it's probably not going to be anything. It's not. It's a 2019. We've had one new member. That was Copper Owl, donated by Billy tonight. So Billy got your name on the wheel. And then And we had at least a gold coin. I think that's the only thing that popped up on my thing. What the heck did you just find? I don't know. You tell us. Oh, I'm funny. Hopefully it's something good worth hundreds of millions of dollars. 2003 Barbados quarter. Nice. Yep. I was going to say, I thought a couple of my silver rounds were Barbados. They are. That was the Pelican from 2022 and Seahorse from 2023. Maybe they were duking it out. Stop taking your number one. Now we got a battle going on for who gets number one. Can't remember how you get that. I know part of it is through chatting. I think some of it is if you donate. Can't remember for sure everything, but everybody can be a number one in my book. We finally found one. I was beginning to wonder if we hit a dry spell on that. $2024. Since I've had lots of 23s and 25s tonight, but and I've been getting lots of 64 Phillies lately. I don't know why, but usually we would have twice that many 64Ds so far. We'll let JC and Jim in. '40s had to come back and tie it. 1947. That's the year my dad was born. He was born on Thanksgiving. VMC and hiking. 8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 out of 10, 20, 37 rolls. Coat of arms. I guess it's better than a coat of legs. You get over here, I'll bite your knees to death, or whatever it is. We are no longer the knights that say knee. We're now the knights that say nakahaku takamaka. Or whatever it actually was. Now, some of the older ones, like if you find them in the 60s and stuff, some of those ones you will. But usually, once you hit the mid-60s, there's very few that have silver. So if it's older coins, they will, but newer ones won't. Roll 40. Hey, sounds good, AG. Thank you. I just realized I left a grilled turkey bacon wrap in the fridge. I think it was Thursday at work. Oh well. Today they had hamburgers and fries. It probably just needs to be thrown out now. KJ got a DHC. Yeah, okay. It's easy when KJ gets it because I only have to type 2 letters. They used to put what they were going to have all week. And then they got to where they would put it up, and sometimes it wasn't even up until like an hour and a half before lunch. I love it when I go, "Tonight was brought to you by Pepsi Wild Cherries." And YouTube will tag it as a product I was. It's like if someone buys it or something, it's like, One time I did that, I think it was just a Pepsi Zero or something. And YouTube tagged a Etsy shop selling Pepsi Zero candles. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Ooh, that one might be a good one. I need to switch this one out. That's my box I put all the I can't remember. I think I usually notice it going through the Studio app. YouTube's always trying to get me to tag items and stuff. It's like the stuff they want me to tag really isn't anything that anybody in here would probably use much. I mean, some of you may, who knows, you know. I do, I check some of the stuff. I don't do much of like posting this stuff on my phone. Like when I do the night before and stuff, I always do it on my desktop PC, Windows. But just checking like the views or members, yeah, how many members and things, it's easier to go through the app. Be back? Okay. We will have to get by then. did silver end at today? Hey, KJ got another DHC. Where did I go? There we go. Yeah, rigged. $66. But ended in 65 and some change. Anyway, so it's about the same as where it was on Friday. I think Friday was like 64, 65 or something. Because the reason I was wondering was I glanced over and saw these. They're my 1/10 rounds, 1/4 rounds, and then my 1/2 ounce rounds. And this month, on my website, you can win that. It's colorized, it's 5 grams, but hey, silver. Or a 1/10 ounce, or a copper round. Because for every $25 spent, you get an entry. You can only win once. But I will guarantee at least 3 people will be getting that. 5 rolls left. Because there's some people with 1 entry, and some people with quite a few. Like the guy in Canada, it's been like, what, 3 rolls of colorized rounds. And that's, what, 200 something. So that would be like 10 or 12 entries for that. Time for some finds. I know, now that Garrett left, we need to find some finds. Yeah, colored ones are pretty cool. I still like the idea of doing like what they did with W's, only do that like every year type thing. Not like the July 4th ones where there was like hundreds in a box. Thank you, VMC. I think there was only 2 people that got that, and it was Callie and Dennis. I believe were the 2 that I saw. $19.41. Because as I was watching them, I was like, hopefully there's not 1,000 guesses of that, because I won't be able to remember them all. But if there's only a couple, I could. Yeah, but the problem is they would probably screw it up like they did with the July 4th stuff. Because that was not very thought out, obviously. And of course, if you're in a bigger place that can get the newer stuff, that'd be great. But people like me who live out in the middle of nowhere never get new stuff. Well, very rarely. Even if they try to buy the new stuff. Yeah. I'm just wondering what they're going to do with the nickel, because they were saying, oh, you know, the penny's costing 4 cents or whatever, it's 3.7 to make. Well, it's costing 13 cents to make a nickel. I do get the new stuff when I don't want it, like the 3 boxes of 2026 Denver $half. I mean, it's cool I got them, but in the later half of the year, I hadn't heard that one. Yeah, the Mint just produces them, puts them in huge bags, and that weigh like 2 tons each or something. Hey, Hike and Tackle, got a DHC. Last roll. The last half of the box kind of died off a little bit. I'll probably hunt something tonight. After. I think probably quarters. Let's get a little bit closer on these ones. Some of these would be way easier if they were wiped down with alcohol pad, but I don't want to do that because it's not my cleans. Why is it? There we go. Joseph got DHC. Alright. Thank you for tagging me, so I see that. I think D over Ds only sell for like $10 or so. So that was one of the nice ones. That's one of the nicer ones. I hate them when they're smushed like that. Hey, KJ got 3 peppers. KJ is on fire with everything tonight. You get that added to your bank before I forget. Alright, well, we got the foreign Canadian 1989. got 2 Denver 2026s. We had 1 Denver 2024. We had a 54, 58, 57, 54, 57, 59, a 52, and a 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yep. And on the 40s, we got 41, 47, 41, 48, a 48, a 48, a 47, a 49, and 47. 2, 5, 8, 9. So we get 17, 18, 19, 21 finds. Kind of died off a little bit. The oldest? Yes, 41 was the oldest. I believe. No, 40. Yeah, 41. So let's see. Well, let's start this part first. Let's sort it by the year and see who was winning. Let's sort it on the year this time. Two people guessed 1941 exactly, and that was Copper Owl and Vanessa. Oh, I can close that one. So, exclamation GAW will get you in on that drawing. While we're doing that, I'm going to put some of the winners in before I forget that. And Thomas Wells. That one was banked. That one gets colored. Let's go to box hunts. Let's put, what was it, 21 finds? And let's go to this. Box finds. Zero 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 1 0 9 8 0 1 0 2 and 0. And put that there. I guess it's right on the average for the year. We're averaging 21 finds a box. So I'll open entries for just a minute while I write something down. There we go. Get in, because it's about to close. I can't see the other screen, so I'm going to assume everybody's in. Closing. 20, or got the end of stream. VMC. I assume you'll want it banked, but all right. Now let's see what we have. 92 entries. Shuffle it a few times, this time when it gets to the bottom. Muscle shell. You won. That was off of the wheel, or the end of stream, because it's got the at muscle shell. I would have just put muscle if I was doing it. So there you go. And Jolly says Otis hit 3 chilies again. Well, fine. If you want to be that way and win, then I'll put it on your bank. The prize is either I can give you a code to get any, like, $3.25 off anything on the store, or you can bank it and save up to get something from the store later, like if you want to save up for a 5-ounce round or some silver or whatever. So if you don't want to bank it and everything, you can just email me and say code, and I send you a code. But you said bank it. So let's go to muscle shell. You already had some in. You must have won some chili peppers. Just making sure I got everybody on there. And let's put the correct amount, 325. For some reason, I only put 0.5, and I knew that was not correct. And BMC. There we go. And Billy got some chili peppers. Let's go back up to Billy's and add his. There you go. Seems like I'm forgetting someone, but don't know. There we go. Anyway, Muscle Shell said banked. And again, I didn't see if you put it, but I'm assuming you want that banked VMC. You want your total. Let's pull it up. You are back up to $8. And if anybody else wants their total, I can do that too. Or you can always email me and I'll send it to you. You're welcome. I've got 3 minus 2, 41 people with banks for a total of $279.56. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So, but yeah. Before I hunt some quarters, I'll show these off again. This is one of the new ones I got in. Come on. There we go. And you can see that they're high relief. This is on the back. So blue lightning, and the front is golden. Do you have an account? I believe you do. Maybe. Let's find out. GH. Right now you do not, I believe. I don't see. Hey, Garrett. We only had one guest through the time that you were done. I was gonna say I'll have to look and see, because there were a few people that bought some stuff last month. That couple of the names sound familiar, but I'll have to see who they might go to. And then I have this one. And then this one. See what the name of that is. The name on this one is, I'll butcher it, but this is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sure. And this one is Luka Doncic. However you say that. Hey, thanks, Jim. We appreciate you everything. And again, I'll go through some of these ones. Harley Quinn and Joker. I got, I think, 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. I was going to say Batman and Robin, but it's Batman and Superman. And they're always the same on the same side. These are called infinity capsules because it looks like the infinity symbol. I think I have 2 of those. Nope, just 1 of those. Maybe 2 of them. This one's cool. You can see the, well, I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of see how it's raised up off of it. So it's not just a print. But this one is not the same on both sides. It's got whatever symbols those go to. I am not a Star Wars person. I do know that this is Luke and Darth Vader. And this is Mortal Kombat. And someone said this was Mew and Mewtwo or something. Each of these are 1 troy ounce. And then I can't remember who it was, but this is the Disney one that I did get. Can't remember who was asking, but that is the Disney one. Minnie and Mickey. And then I have some other stuff. But yeah, anyway, this is a 3D printed case that it was sent in. And there's some that aren't in there. But you can... So, anyway. Oh, I was going to show those, but yeah, it was like they threw it in with it. There was 13 of these. I know there's a few more sitting around because they didn't fit in, but they threw the case in, and I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know what it would cost to make something like that if someone were to, you know, sell it on Etsy or something, but where is it? I have all my silver. I've already gone through those. You can always see them again if you want. Oh, I think it's right here. There's also Pikachu. I was going to see if they still wanted that because they were like, wanted to hold off on it. This is a 250th, 250 grams. So it's like, what, 8 ounces or something? There's a 1 ounce silver Megarex Hot Wheel. Those are a little pricey. And then Blackbeard. 200 bicentennial. Plaques. So I had those saved out, but I don't think that he's going to buy those now. So I just got to double check and find out for sure before I put him in as being available, because I did tell him I would hold them for him. Oh, and the other thing I got, these ones. Let's straighten that up. And if you ever need to open it, like right there, you can see it's not a crack, it's a spot where you can get your there we go. They do fit in here quite tightly, so. So on the front you have the American and Russian. And on the back is the gun that they used. So you can see that the Russian one is 7.62 by 3.9. It's an M43 Soviet. So it gives information about the gun. And then this one's the US. So it's an ammo 5.56 by 45, a NATO round. But I do have some of those. And all kinds of other stuff, but you've already seen most of that. Alright, let's see. Oh. Yeah, those are 1 ounce each. So it's a 1 ounce for each round. So a total of 2 ounce. I think those are on my website already. Let's see how many rolls I do tonight. I don't know how far I'll get, but yeah, definitely. And like I've always said, if you guys want close-up pictures or anything of certain ones, let me know and I'll take them and send them to you. Let's see, nothing silvery jumping out. There's a fewer older looking ones. Eagle backs. Let me get my quarter cheat sheet because I always forget the years, like which mints it is. There we go. Oh, and there was sieve that needed 2024 P. I saw 2024, but what is the P? P or a D? I haven't found a proof in a while. I do average, I think it's 1 W for every 2 boxes. $65. 65 I already know is the DDO. But the one I can't remember if it's like, you know, on the 68 it's a Denver, 69 is Denver, 70 is Denver, 71 is both. And that's the problem I can't remember is which years are the ones. Last time I did some quarters, I found a little tiny die chip in Washington's hat. Not huge. Hey, Lyle got a DHC, but wheel's done now. Guess I could always start it for next time. Let's do that. Wheel of names. Delete them all. 74. And Lyle. That way, you still get credit for your DHC. And again, I always flip over the new ones to look at the mint mark because there are nifsies. And I didn't learn that until just a couple of years ago. Maybe, yeah, it was about 2 years ago, I think. So I always look at the mint mark on all those new ones. Because there are W's that are not proofs. So the DHC slots are still going for next week. So if you hit one, you'll still go on. So like the one that Lyle hit, he's on for next week. It's one of those that you get one that looks like this, and you see it's not a W, but it's like, I'd at least like it if it was a W, but in other ways it's like, I want to find a nice W, not a crappy one. But it's still a W, so, you know, I'll take it. But that one wasn't. I know 67s, I don't even have to look, because I know 67s are the one year that doesn't have it. There's quite a few nice 2007s in here so far. See, 69 is Denver. This is a Denver. So I have to have my cheat sheet because I don't remember them for most of them. Searching, just found a bar note. Nice. It's a pretty nice 2001. Being 25 years old, it was very good. I think someone must have dumped a collection or something because there's been quite a few nice ones. Yeah. Both BEP packs of $2 bills I've put on my website have sold. So when I was in there last time, I asked him, do you have any BEP packs? And she goes, yeah. She went over and got it. I thought I was going to have to explain what a BEP pack was. Because there's a lot of tellers and stuff that just don't know that. And we're back to the schedule of kids will be calling just before 9. Usually it's, 8:50 or something. So we're back to, if they call, of course, you guys know, I mute it while I talk to them. Because during summer and stuff, they would call a little before 10, like 9:50 or something. But now that school's starting back up on Tuesday, they're getting back into the rhythm of school time. Glad I'm feeling gooder, not in as much pain today. Must have been in the ice bath and hot tub every day, huh? Oh, from when I carried all that coin in and tweaked my back. It was, I don't know, like Tuesday before it actually was back to normal. But I did use my, did use my little massage gun that my son found. He goes, "What's this?" And it was a box. I'm like, oh, that was one of the hospital gifts. It's a massage gun. Oh! Roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll 7. Can see it's a privy. Tall grass prairie. Nice. I like it when I find one early. Doesn't mean anything for the box, but I just like it if I find one early. So 2020. But yeah, it did finally get a little back to normal. I've done that a couple times now, and the one time it was right before I went on vacation, so that was not fun traveling with that. But it's usually within a couple days. It's kind of tolerable where you're not having to get up extremely slowly and kills you. Road to Redemption has been a Hunter member for 2 months. Thank you, Road to Redemption. While I'm thinking about it, let me look at my thing. Members. Road to Redemption. Road to Redemption. I do not see me putting down that I have sent you a sticker and a magnet. For being a Hunter level, you get both. So if you would like to email me and give me your address and how to address it to, I will get that in the mail and sent to you. So what I do is you get one of my vinyl stickers. These are like you can put on Yetis and Stanleys and wash them, you know, with hand wash them, and they don't just peel right off. And then you have magnets, same thing, but just goes on like the fridge. So give me that information and I'll get you both of those, because I try to write down when someone does become a member or whatever, to mark if I have sent them, and I don't show that I have sent you it. So if I have, I forgot to write it down, but I don't think I have. That is part of member benefits. You also have, every month I do a member drawing. So all searchers and hunters are automatically entered for a giveaway. You don't have to do anything to enter if you're one of those members. Otherwise, you have to do an alternative method of entry or upgrade to one of those, or become a member. So it's one of those that there is that alternative method. It's AMOE is what they call it. And it's probably one of those I probably wouldn't have to with YouTube and stuff, because it's not just a regular giveaway. But I'm just figuring it's easier just to abide by all their rule stuff on it and put that alternative method of entry so that it has no way of saying that it was rigged or anything. And for as little as 99 cents, you can become a member. I haven't done many member-only videos or anything, but I do the 99 cents because a lot of people want to be a member, but they don't want to spend, $5 or, $10 or stuff like that. And I also do the 99 cents because people like to donate memberships. And if they're 99 cents, people will donate doesn't look like a proof, but I can't tell if that's an S or a D. It's a D. I thought it was a D, but the way, like when you're looking at it like this, at a certain angle it looked like an S. Hey, Road Redemption just donated 10 memberships, and that went to Candace Patterson, Earthquake, Chrissy, Michi, Shannon Smith, Dasmuth. I think he was in here earlier. maybe, I can't remember. Captain Tuttle, JJ's Currency, D23, and Maya's Coins. Maya's Coins, I probably, but thank you. And you get on the wheel for next week. So I'm putting you on as R2R, so I don't have to type it all out. Everything that's memberships and stuff, it goes to pay for all the shipping and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes extra giveaways. I'm working on a new logo. It's not 100% complete, so the one I have on there right now is not my final logo. But I've also found I'm going to have to keep the logo I have on some things because you can't put, like my logo will have my website and my YouTube handle. But for example, on TikTok shop, you can't put anything that goes like a YouTube ad or a outside source, because they want to, of course, keep people in there buying on theirs, not my place. So they rejected mine. Same thing with eBay. They will not allow like a website on their thing. Well, we already started off with one of these in roll 7. W with the Privy 2020. Hey, Candace. Welcome to the membership. This is what I call the after stream. Or sometimes I just open some stuff for myself and chat. Sometimes people ask to see up close of some of my copper items or silver or anything. And that's one of those things that if anybody does, all they do is ask and I show them. I do stream every Monday and Thursday, so if you're ever wanting to watch the nickel hunts, tonight you can see what we found right here. Found a foreign, 2 2026s, which I still consider a find because they're not out there very much. 2024, 8 from the 50s and 9 from the 40s. 1970 is a D, so I need to look at that one. That's my kids. I'll be right back. Yeah, they called a little earlier than I was expecting. Usually it's about 8:45, 8:50 area. But I think their mom's probably having them go to bed a little bit earlier today because school is starting tomorrow. Oh, be right back. It's my daughter again. To maybe butt dialed me or something. She has it's one of those gizmo watch things that you can make calls and stuff where it's not a regular phone because she's only 10. And she must have accidentally dialed. The winners tonight were Maple Leaf, Thomas, Muscle Shell on the wheel, and VMC on the end of stream, which I forgot to add those in, so. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a 308 or if it's a 3030. It seems like it's a kind of a 3030, so. And Candace says, I thought I was going deaf, or my TV blew. Nope. Yeah, I think that second call must have been just by an accident thing. Yeah, I couldn't tell because usually the 308s are more pointed, it seems like. Whereas I know the 3030s that I have are more rounded like that one, but it didn't have what it was on the bottom. Some of them do, but this one didn't, so I figured it's one of them. Yeah. 69 is Denver, so I need that one. Because my guns, I have 270, 3030, the old Winchester or Remington, I think it's Winchester, the lever action like you see in John Wayne movies. And that's, I think, the big guns I have. Well, an AR. So I have an AR, a 3030, and a 270. And the reason we have 270s is my dad had 270s, so when my brother got old enough, he bought his gun. It was just decided get a 270 because then if you're out, you don't have to worry about, oh crap, I forgot my ammo, or you can grab someone else's. And so when I went to buy mine, I got 270 for the same reason. So I actually have two 270s, but one of them's technically not mine. When my dad died, well, my grandpa had a 270, and he worked at the liquor store, and there was a wino that wanted some wine, and he's like, he knew he did wood carving and stuff, so he said, I'll give you my gun to carve if, to trade. And sounds good, AG. Let you carve my gun stock and I'll give you some. The guy was like, sure. So that was, of course, back then when everybody trusted everybody. So he gave him the 270, and on one side he carved my, our last name, not my last name, it is my last name, but carved Coles, C-O-W-L-E-S, into it. And on the other side of the stock, he carved a forest, like an elk in a forest type scene. So my dad, being the oldest, got it when he died. And so my brother got it when my dad died. But he was like, I'll let you hold on to it, because my son likes to go shooting and stuff. And his son could care less about guns. So he was like, it's technically mine, but I'm letting you hold on to it because it'll go to Alex. So I was like, okay. So my dad's other 270 went to my sister because she didn't have any, she didn't have a gun growing up or anything. I have my 270, the other 270, the AR. I have the 30-30. I have 12 gauge over under, 22 rifle, 22 pistol, another 22 pistol, 380 auto, a 9mm, a baby 9mm for concealed carry. There's always one I always forget. But I have, I think 10 guns. That's what we'd use, was just 270, because that's what my grandpa had, and so that's why everybody got the same. Which makes sense. I mean, if you're out there and nice. My brother has a 50 cal. Cost like $5 grand at the time. And then he bought a case of ammo because he was able to get it. I think it was I can't remember how big the case was, but it was a big case, at least 100 rounds. I think it was 100 rounds. And he was able to get them for $3 a piece because they were selling for $5 usually. But he found a place that he could get them for $3, so he's like, well, if I have to buy a case to get $3, I'll buy a case. And that's half of almost, basically. So he has a kind of a big, not huge gun collection, but a big gun collection. Yeah, because they were $5 each, and he was, looking, and like I said, he could get a case for $3 each. So he was like, okay. So he ordered it, and they sent it to him, and I've shot it, and it is fun. I got my grandpa's 30-30, lever action, and my brother liked it, and so he's always cruising guns, and he came across basically the exact same gun, and it was actually a little better looking condition, and Murray. It's Murray Walker. I think he said Murray. Well, I'll put it aside. So it's the lever action one, and it came across one. It was actually a nicer condition, and it was like, according to the serial number, it was probably about 6 months older. His was made at the end of like 1947 or something. Mine was made in the beginning of the next year. So we joke that they're brother guns, and brothers own each of them. But he always liked it, and he came across one, and he was like, yeah. It wasn't cheap. My brother is very big into saving up and earning money now, and he works on plays that tour the country. Like he worked on Hamilton for, I don't know, 8 years or something, and before their tour shut down. So he's, of course, with the union, and he makes a bunch of money because he's got the skill and everything behind it, and everybody's always wanting him. So when Hamilton ended, because he was able to get on to Hamilton because someone's like, hey, you need to hire this guy. So they said, yeah, we'll hire that guy. And then when Hamilton ended, he was just going to take the summer and go up to his mountain land. He has like 60 acres up in the corner of Idaho, Washington, and Canada, like right there. It's like right up in the corner. The nearest big town is Kettle Falls. So he was going to go there, but he was offered a job to work for Dolly Parton, setting up her play that she was doing, and for the summer. And so he, of course, couldn't turn down the money that was being offered, so he did that. And when that ended, he went to Phantom of the Opera. And then he was I can't remember if he wasn't fond of Phantom of the Opera, but there was another, I can't remember which play it is, but they were needing him, and the guy that was working on Hamilton said, you need to hire this guy. He's on Phantom right now, but I'll guarantee you that he would be the best choice. So they talked to a few other people and said, do you know this guy? And they all said basically like, you're a fool if you don't hire him. So he got hired. Can't remember which play it is, but it's 224Ps tonight. He was like, heck yeah. So he's told Phantom, he's like, I'm not going to leave you high and dry, but I'm giving you my notice. And he told him he'd stay on for 3 weeks, and they're like, okay. This one is more like Hamilton. With Hamilton, you didn't have such a huge breakdown and setup and stuff. Like, you'd have 8 trucks or something, 8 semis. Well, with Phantom of the Opera, they have 20-something semis that they have to load and unload when they do it and all that. And so it was one of those that your days would literally become 20-hour days because you had to make sure it's all loaded in and everything. And he hated that. Of course, you got paid very, very, very well, because anything over your 8 hours in a day or whatever is considered overtime with union. But it's back to an easier load in and out, and makes, can't remember if it's the same or a little bit more, but like I said, he's union, full union with, you know, because he's been working on these plays for 15 years. And in the country, there's only a couple of them going around. What they do is they call them full pink or something like that, which basically means it's like a top tier. You get better wages and all that. And I think that's what it's called, is full pink or something. But anyway, this one was a full pink. So he's going to work until he's 45, and then he'll retire and build his house and huge shop up on his land. So he invests like crazy, and that was the reason he got a 50 cal, was he basically set an investment goal, and if he hit it, his treat was buy a 50 cal. Just W so far. 2020 Privy W. Civ, you needed a 2024 P, I believe. I've found 2 tonight. I'll show them and see if those are ones that you need. The 2024 peas that I have found tonight are the Patsy Mink and Mary Edwards Walker. So let me know if those are the ones that you need. I can't remember which one it was. But I don't come across 2024 peas hardly ever. Okay, so you're good on the 2024 pea then. And on 25, I had all but Reuben for 25 Philly. Is that still the case? I don't come across 25s Phillies, 24s or 5s Phillies often, but I'll still be on the lookout if you need those. Because the majority of what I find are Denvers. Not sure if I should do half the box or 3 rows. Because this would be half a box. I'm thinking I'm going to finish this roll, hunt my stuff, or scope my stuff down there, and then say goodbye for the night. I'm kind of getting tired. It didn't really hit me until about when my kids called. I have one of my 9 mils is a Zastava. It's like a Serbian surplus or something. My friend turned me onto it, and that is like the best gun. I've never had a problem with it. It is just, it's like, wow, I like it. But I believe it's like a Serbian surplus one or something, so if you ever see them, Zastava is pretty good. Alright, let's move this stuff over. Let's do the easy stuff first. It's frozen. There we go. Take it out a little bit. I don't need it that close for this. These ones I usually look at with the naked eye, but I figure, yeah, I've got the scope out. Hey, Isaiah. Let's do 76 DDOs. Let's do the 83 Spitting Eagle. I've never found one, but I have one. I just haven't found it. Alright, let's do the ones I'm less familiar with, which is the 71 is DDRs. And then let's roll down the line. 70 Denvers, DDO and R. The 69 Denvers is a D over D and D over rotated D. 66 Phillies are DDRs. And last but not least, 65. I know it's DDO NR. Yeah, some of them I don't really find a ton of, so I don't remember them. But like the 65s, I've found a 65 DDO. But it's one of those things, once you kind of find one, it's like now you want to find another one. Last 4. Last one. Oh. Well, I did find a W out of that half. But there you go. Hey, T-Rep. You're just in time to say goodbye. 10 new members, or 11 new members. Billy did one, and Road to Redemption did 10. We had a few jewels donated. Gold coin, whatever they're called. Hate it when it doesn't focus. So, anyway, doesn't really matter if it's in focus because I'm going to be saying goodbye. But 21 finds tonight. Not horrible. It's about our average lately. And we will see you guys Thursday at 5:30. And hopefully we'll find some good stuff there. I'll keep adding things to my website as I get them. So you can always take a look at that and look at all the new stuff I'm always putting on. Sometimes I get a lot of things put on at once, and sometimes it's like I get one thing put on. So there you go. Thank you, and we will see you. Have a good night. I appreciate everybody.